Okay, so we are 4 minutes into it, so I think let's get started. Welcome everyone. OWASP Exchange call number 40. October 16th, I'll be hosting the call along with Rob today. Welcome. Next slide. So, just going over this particular agenda, I think it's more important for the people who are new to the call itself. So the standard item that we go from an agenda perspective is welcome the new authors. So we kindly ask people who are joining for the first time, just give like a quick introductions, where they're coming from, their affiliation with AI in their organization or their universities. We'll talk about some of the reminders, a few leadership updates, get like a view on the sponsorship and promotion that we do for our flagship project. Then talk about the takeaways from any previous events, previous conferences. Then, most importantly, we go into the work streams that there are so many work streams now. Talk about that one, and also towards the tail end, talk about any other business, right? Anything that has not been covered, any concerns, or any other things that we should be talking about. Example, agentic AI was a perfect example of that one, right? Next slide. So we have like three new members who have joined, Denzel, Mazdak, and Moi. Sorry if I'm not if I'm mispronouncing anybody's name. So in spirit of time, let's actually go with the first new member of the group, Denzel.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Arnish. And thank you, Arnish, for introducing me to this initiative and the group. So my name is Denzel Thuraka, and I am an software engineering leader in Cox Automotive. Although it says automotive, don't misinterpret it as one of those dealerships. Automotives, we build softwares for the dealerships. We house brands like Auto Trader, Kelley Blue Book, Mannheim, all the big names. We are here to transform the way how the world buys, sells, and owns the cars. I've been with Cox Automotive for the past 12 years. I lead the engineering teams of around 10 engineering teams, offshore and onshore. Excited to join OWASP AI Exchange initiative. Here to collaborate with all the industry experts over here, trying to learn about security and contribute as best as I can. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Denzel, for the introduction and welcome.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Mazdak.
Yes, Mazdak wouldn't able to join today our meeting because he's in client meeting and since he's apologized. But I will introduce him a little bit. And Mazdak has a long background in cybersecurity and technology. And he currently leads a development group at Accenture. And he has a diverse experience in a different security project. And I would say he's a technical guy. And right now he is working on an AI hardware for Tremorina.
Yeah. So welcome, Mazdak. I know the call is getting recorded, so he can actually do it. And welcome to the team. And last but not the least, Mo Salehi.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you to all. Yeah, hi everyone. I am Mohsen Salehi, that actually you can call me Mo easily. And I'm a senior software architect based on Germany from 10 years, more than 10 years experience in this area about how to build larger scale, a scalable system in different region and how we be the build a scale up available and big system in this area. Yeah, and just working in the in the area of the AI engineering, and that would be very interesting for me. The AI engineering and cross order with this cybersecurity. It would be interesting for me. That was it from my side. And thank you to Benas to invite me in this group. I'm so excited to working with you all guys, contribute in this community and learn from this community. And yeah, looking forward for contribution. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, Mo, and with your excitement, I welcome you to actually contribute to all the work streams. Like it's gonna actually fast track deliverables, but again, like in all spirits, I think like thank you for joining. Yeah, next slide. I think it's a bunch of reminders. Again, it's more importantly for the newcomers itself. So Slack is our main communication channel, and I believe everybody in the group is already part of the authors group. If not, you can actually ping Behnaz or myself. We'll ensure like you're part of the authors group, which is the main channel where we collaborate. And if you are working on a work stream and if you're going to be unavailable for a period of time, definitely let your team and also the leadership know so that other arrangements can be made. Uh, if you are stuck on something or if you need anything specific, any impediments, definitely reach out to the leadership itself. I mean, like reach out to Rob, Benaz, and myself. Uh, the next point, I think, so AI Exchange, I mean, it started almost like 19 months ago. It's definitely a growing project. It's a flagship project for OWASP, but we are always looking to find ways to make noise for Exchange. Different ways you can actually contribute towards this one. Some, if you're submitting to a conference or doing any social post itself, definitely tag AI Exchange. And last but not the least, so we actually use Google for collaboration. So the Google document that we are talking about, definitely use the suggest or the review mode when editing. Uh, Next slide. I'll skip over the first point. Again, like half of you already know that I'm running for OWASP board itself. I'm going to skip over that one. Uh, no, actually, yeah. So I think from a requirement work update, maybe Rob, if you want to give like a little 30 seconds on this or a minute.
Yes, you're very modest to skip the first bullet point, so let me fill in for that. Everybody, as you know, Aaron is a candidate for the global board. If you like him and he would be a good fit, you think, for the global board, and you have voting rights, and I think that's for all paying members. Yeah, give him your vote. So that's that. About the requirements work. So what happened before? We contributed heavily to the new AI Security standard, which is numbered 18282. This is the standard. It's going to be the standard in Europe for high-risk AI systems. We've worked really hard on this, and actually, this standard is completely based on the AI Exchange. The whole threat model, all the controls, is based on what we've worked on. And that also includes ISO 27090. So we're in the middle of what is international consensus on how to secure AI systems, and it's wonderful. Currently, the standard is waiting to go into inquiry. So that's the second round that countries will be providing feedback. So we can expect 1,000 comments, 2,000 probably. But that's for the working group 5. In the meantime, we have come up with a lot of interesting things that we contributed to this standard. And we're going to put those also into the exchange. Not literally, also because we have a different type of audience. We're not setting the standard here, and we're not saying thou shall. We're providing guidance for practitioners. So all the things that were written down and contributed to the AI Act standard, we're going to feed back into the exchange in the coming months. And we're going to do that with the editors group. And we've started doing this. Thanks, Arish.
Thank you, Rob. Next one is the OWASPAI.org website itself that has been copied to the global, whiteboard Google document to support this particular thing. And it's going to have some reorg, some like changes on the layout itself. Next important part, as you know, we are actually working on the website. The new website is going to get rolled out sometime, hopefully by early November. But I think like that's the first rollout, right? But we need some sort of a partnership or some sort of a support to ensure that can be maintained. So Rob has and I have a common connect in UK itself. Spiros, I would believe like some of you already know about him, so he has graciously accepted to actually support this particular effort to provide us dev capacity from their team itself. So very thankful. So maybe next call we'll probably invite Spiros on the call to talk about the plan itself and show some appreciation on this one. So another work that's happening is working on the OpenCRE as a mapping mechanism for the exchange. So more color on this maybe in the next call. I know we have like a full agenda for today. So that's happening. And we definitely have a deadline. So we'll work and talk about this one in the next call as well. Next slide. So these are like some of the partnership and some of the collaboration. I think in the previous calls, we have talked about collaboration with CSA around the agentic AI red teaming. There is another aspect we are looking at officially announcing the collaboration with Coalition of Secure AI. I think there is a copyright legal issue which is still being researched. Hopefully, this should be at least squared away soon. Last but not the least, I think the most important collaboration that we have is SANS Institute. And literally an hour ago, we had a call with the SANS leadership talking about what that entails, how do we actually work together, whether it's from a certification or the post of our executive or other initiative that we are planning to do. So more and more color would actually come in the following few weeks. We'll be happy to actually share more details as those are official. And I know like some of you have expressed interest in like collaborating for agent security baseline or post of our executive. So thank you for that. Yep, right. So for the website, I think, Rob, do you want to cover this one?
Yeah, I want to take you guys briefly along what really matters, in the end. It is the updates that we do to our body of knowledge. Real brief, if I may share my screen, Benas, then I can take you guys along with what changed. And I also, of course, need to bring up that little list on my other screen. Slides that were shown, where is it? Leadership updates. There it is. Okay, so UV came up with a great idea, which is let's make an index. So we now have an index. So all the threads and stuff and topics are now in an alphabetical list, and you can quickly find the place, the central place where this topic is covered. And we also, by doing this, we have multiple synonyms that allow you to move quickly to a specific topic. We have various textual improvements, thanks to Elias, who's been doing some review work, many different things, including, for example, who is this for clause, right? It's important to state to people how they are, how they relate to the AI exchange and how they can use the AI exchange. Also, just today, we put in this, start here, and then taking you to how to use this document, which based on your own use case and the type of person that you are and your need, will quickly take you to the places in a document that you desire. That's an improvement. The risk analysis section has been improved. This is one of the main entries into the content of the AI exchange, and it's been streamlined. I did some improvements and made it more complete and easier to understand. We have various adversarial machine learning improvements provided by Nicholas and Roger some time ago, but I finally integrated them. We're linking now to the AI Act security standard explicitly. We elaborated on agentic AI and MCP in agentic AI section. And we now have a clickable security matrix, which is pretty cool. So if we go to the security matrix, we have this one here, which is nice and concise, but yeah, it's not really clickable. And we now have an HTML version right underneath here. It is like the periodic table, if you guys are familiar with this, but it's a nicely organized overview of all the threads and links that will take you to the corresponding thread sections. And that concludes my little overview of what happened in the last 2 weeks with the content of OWASP AI. Back to you, Anish.
Thank you, Rob, for this update. And as you know.
And thanks everyone for contributing, especially you, Elias. Thank you for Yeah. Running through text.
Yeah, no worries. It's great to get started. I have a lot of other notes because I had a flight, so I printed the whole exchange and I brought a pen and I just got brought back to when I did some academic work. So
Old school.
brain just was turned on, so there's a lot more coming actually. So as soon as
Very
I've
welcome.
actually put it in to Google Docs.
Great.
Yeah, so we talked about the upliftment from the website. Next slide. So this particular website that we are talking about is expected to go out early November. So really excited that it's coming to fruition. Hopefully it should be launched and we'll have like a new phase for the project itself. And again, like I have like one particular sponsor on the call. So thank you, Striker, for actually supporting us in financially. So I know it's not an easy thing, especially in this economy, but I think supporting the project goes a long way. So thank you. And next slide. This is more of like overview of like the how the new website is going to look like. It's going to be slightly more modern that where it is today. It's going to be easy to use, and I think like the call that we had with Sans, we'll have like more and more inputs to find it like make it more engaging. So more information on this one in the next week or so. I'll probably ask few of you to actually give feedback on the website if there are anything that you think can be further improved. Uh, and doesn't need to be everything needs to be rolled out in day one, right? So few updates would come in like later part of November, either through the company or through Smithy, which is going to be our design partner going forward. Yep, next. Yep. So a little color on the engagement and sponsorship. So definitely we are actually going full throttle on ensuring our sponsorship for the project is goes ahead, and we bring in more and more companies into the mix. So personally, I think without actually giving all the details yet, because those are not finalized, it's going to go through some legal paperwork. We have like a lot of companies which are in the pipeline. They're like at least two of the very top uh, companies in the world which is in networking space itself, and you can possibly guess who those would be. They are kind of interested in supporting us, or supporting OWASP in a very big way. So once those details are there, going to share more and more. But let's go through what we have. Exchange became like an official sponsorship program. I think it was May of this year. So we have got a lot of traction. Some of these traction has been materialized already. The last sponsor that officially was announced, Casco itself, Rene, I think he does a phenomenal job in engaging with the community, he speaks at different conferences. I think it's a very promising platform. There is another new sponsor, if you go to the next slide, which is going to get announced, I think, later part of this particular month. So we're excited for that one. And there are other three more sponsors which are kind of in the pipeline. We don't want to announce everything on day one. We want to stagger that particular thing. So more and more announcements are in the pipeline. And we actually set a goal for 100K for this particular year. And I can foresee we're going to actually double that particular goal, or raise at least a 200K, which is going to actually give us a lot of runway on that. So one request for everyone, if you go back to the previous slide, if there is a new sponsor coming in, I would really appreciate people to do like a repost for the announcement to get more and more traction, to attract more and more sponsoring companies. Yeah, we can act. Again, like one last request for everyone. If you are an AI company, if you work for an AI company, or you are connecting to an AI company itself, right? Definitely connect them to me, to the leadership itself. And most of the information on this one is on the public website also. But any connection that you can actually can make goes a long way. Focus on the promotion, branding, and conference and awareness itself. So again, if you see all these particular figures itself, the authors group is definitely changing. Again, a number of contributors that we currently have should be around 116 or 117. So thank you for that one. number of companies which are allowing us to use resources from their end by usage of authors. I mean, like that list is also growing. Our Slack users and followers is increasing. So is our LinkedIn followers. So it's actually getting a lot of traction. And with collaboration with CSA and SANS Institute, this number is going to grow more and more. We can actually, again, I did one particular podcast recently. I didn't even know this slide was there, but this is talking about how why people should actually collaborate and contribute towards open source community itself. OWASP is not the only open source community out there, but I think like it goes a long way where you're supporting all these projects which have built so many big companies, so many billion-dollar companies, right? So I think you being on this particular call itself is a big attestation on this. So these are a list of conferences which are upcoming itself. So there is IAPP and InfoSec conference that's happening in late October. I will be presenting some of the topics are related to AI. I see there is a topic from Susanna and Nicholas itself. Nicholas, see you were on the call. Can you talk about this one a little bit? I know it says like it was not accepted.
Yes. So the paper was built on previous work of mine and some colleagues of mine, where we try to predict the adversarial transferability risk for neural networks. And with Susanna, we went one step further, trying to map like the whole space of transferred adversarial attacks to risk of the transferred attacks for one particular neural network you are building. But
I
yeah,
think
Yes?
Nikhil, just one point on this one. I think like it's fine that this particular thing was not accepted in a specific conference, right? But we should definitely leverage this particular thing and submit it to other local conferences. A lot
Yeah.
of B-sides are happening, like B-sides is happening next week in
Mhm.
this particular weekend in New York City, for example. So there are so many other forums that we can actually take it to, and this is a very interesting topic.
Definitely.
But
Yes.
so I think as a group itself, we should definitely look at like opportunities that we can actually create. RSA and Black Hat are not the only conference out there, right? There are so many other venues that we should look at.
So I
Yeah,
can,
thank you very much.
if I can add to that, the paper, I think, Nicholas, I know what all conferences it's been submitted to, but we may want to regroup on that in terms of sharing because I've been advised that this touches sensitive IP for my company. So continued public discussion is dicey.
Oh, thank you, Susanna. And I think like it's good that you touched upon because next up is your talk in Brussels. If you want to talk about this one.
Oh, that was for the B Cyber conference. I did not make that particular conference. I will be attending Otakon here in DC, and then I've got a couple of other things in the pipeline here.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very, very promising. So thank you on this one. And next up, I think, Rob, you have a bunch of things in November, so I'm not going to steal the thunder, and I want you to actually talk about these two.
Yeah, this is opening B-Sides Amsterdam. It's nice, B-Sides, hardcore security stuff. Great honor to open it. And in Abu Dhabi, I'll be teaching at the AI University for chief AI officers on the exchange. So great exposure to this group. And yeah, Abu Dhabi, strange place, but never been there. So let's see. Thanks.
Oh, congratulations, Rob. This is big. This is really big. So congratulations on this one. I know UV is on the call. UV, want to talk about your AppSec days in Bangalore? Wow, this is interesting.
Yeah, This has been a couple of days, and this is the first time. I mean, this is the first time I am participating in an OWASP AppSec Days in Bangalore. So this is advocating for the red teamers that it's not always possible for a system with too many components to test as a black box, and that's where the concept of design for testability implemented for a multi-component, a multi-agentic system as well, and that's what I'll be talking about. I also have a slide on the exchange to give a shout out and also talk about the exchange briefly.
Oh,
I'm
that's
excited about this.
oh, thank you, Yovi. I mean, like it's yeah, you're definitely one of our big contributors itself and spreading the word around. If you can actually share the link to the conference itself on the Slack channel, that would be
We'll
good.
definitely.
I see Eder has his, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name.
No, you got it right. So, a quick question on this one. For conferences, is there any process let's say, to submit a proposal for a conference in a call of papers, to speak on behalf of the group, how that is being vetted, if a conference is not local, like for asking for sponsorship for traveling, how that's work, or it's like case by case?
I think I'll actually give you a little color on this one. I think we definitely have some rules, not rules, but I think like guidelines of engagement. Like how do you actually submit to different conference? And every conference is different, right? Like some are like you just submit and you're accepted. Some have like a lead time of like 4 or 5 months. So all that is there. I'll actually share the link back again, unless you can find it in the Slack channel in the authors group. So most of this is there. We have like a template defined. How do you actually speak on behalf of AI Exchange? And the only exception being like if you're speaking on behalf of AI Exchange, let's say you're talking about AI Exchange, I think you should definitely speak to Rob on this one to ensure like the messaging that you're giving is kind of succinct with the messaging that we want for AI Exchange. But everything else, you're free to actually talk about the topic that you're presenting. And you definitely are welcome to actually talk about AI Exchange as a supporting project. And as far as uh, the sponsorship for, I think like one of the things which is already documented on this, I'll share the link. Uh, you should definitely use that particular opportunity. And if you're like part of the core member, you're there for like a few months, and if you made like significant contribution itself, we would support you on that one. Hope that answers the question.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, I have the link for the template. I just don't have the link for the other parts
I'll
that you
actually share.
mentioned. Yeah, but you can get offline. Thank you,
Sure.
Arish.
All right, thank you. And the next one is, I think this is still in the works. So we have a legal company or a lawyer company in San Francisco. We are collaborating with them for this privacy symposium, which is happening in Italy in April 2026. There is some sponsorship concerns that the organizer have, so we are kind of trying to square away that one, because it's a non-profit foundation, so we are not entitled, or like we don't have the money to actually be as a sponsor for those big events. So I'm just hopeful that this would get accepted and we get like a pass on that one. RSA 2026, the CFP definitely closed. But Black Hat 2026, it should be open. B-sides, Chicago and other B-sides across the world should be opening up. So definitely be tuned to your local events itself. And if there are opportunities that you want to present, or you feel like others can also attend, definitely share it on the authors group. Yep, that's for the conferences. Yeah, we can actually skip. Sorry. Yep. Yeah, so I think like this is something that we talked about almost like 4 weeks ago. So we have a document which talks about any recent takeaways from recent events. So I encourage everyone on the call itself, if you have presented and you have faced any specific question that you're not prepared for, or which we have not talked inside the group, definitely let's capture that one, which goes into our FAQ, and that can be used in order to have like a single voice for AI Exchange. And you should definitely bookmark this particular page on your end, anything that comes any point in time, definitely add those details. Yeah, I think I think Eder, you were talking about, these are like some of the links that you can find, whether it's a presentation link or rules of engagement, repositories, upcoming conference, we track all of that. So I encourage everybody to take a look at this one and also add to the list of conferences that you are aware of. Some promotion ideas itself. If you're onboarding new companies, new people itself, we should definitely look at promoting that one. One thing that I've learned being in this particular space, whenever you are doing any engagement with LinkedIn, I mean, I definitely reshare, but reshare with comments, because that the LinkedIn algorithm goes a long way on that one. Posting always helps. If you are posting between Tuesday and Thursday, share about the conference that you're presenting at. Use standard template for conferences. We talked about this one, and try to share posts from which people can learn, can connect. Okay, moving on. I think these are all the work streams that are important. So let's go to the next slide itself. So I think maybe Behnaz and Yuvi, you can actually cover this one.
Yes, actually, as we are finished with the red teaming tools, and we have to only do a final review to send it to the RAW. This is the only update till now.
Okay.
Yes, and for next steps, I will announce it in in our Slack channel.
Oh, thank you. Behnaz, could you go to the sponsorship or not the sponsorship, the promotion thing? I just want to actually show something on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine, right? So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, so I'm not sure if my camera is on. It is on, so
Yeah.
not sure if you can actually see something on the screen.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah,
Good
okay.
size.
So we actually had like few stickers for the project,
Nice.
and trying to take this particular thing to Washington, DC for the WASP event. So didn't print a whole lot to keep the cost low itself, but I think this is something that we actually got printed. So if you're attending there, I mean, I definitely use this one, and if the design is accepted and it's good, we would probably going to actually print it in and ship it to Europe and India itself, right? So you can have access to this one.
Mhm. Yeah, it's great. Thanks, Arnesh.
Okay, let's sorry for diverging.
Yes, I talked about red teaming, so I think this is harmonization work is in UV.
Yeah, you want to cover
Yeah, I
from
think this is one of the older slides. Yeah, if you can hear me, this is one of the older slides. I mean, for the this is a transition slide to say this was the previous standards mapping, and from there now it is called the harmonization workstream. Could you go to the next slide, please?
Yeah, no, next. Okay, this one.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
there was one key leadership update. Maybe at the end of the slide, maybe we missed, which was more on the deadline that the contents from the AI exchange would be used by a certification body. Rob, do you want to slightly talk on that, and then I can switch on this topic?
Yeah, so my voiceover here is that the main goal of this work stream is to make sure that the AI exchange is sufficiently complete, meaning that if there are other resources that talk about a specific attack and we don't, we should talk about it. So that's one of the examples. And of course, in this exercise of looking at other resources, like Susanna has already done, for example, for NIST, and like Elias is doing for BIML, we also allow ourselves to link from our content to the corresponding content at other resources, which will make us much more of a hub where people can find, all the information that they need, and get referred to other resources for more details. So it's about mapping, and it's about making sure that we don't miss anything that's important. Thanks.
Yeah. So from a goal perspective, the align and map will be the two keywords that to look at, and that's where the link to the document is also there. The document contains step by step on how one could approach on the harmonization workstream itself. Firstly, to start with, to look at what are the references, be it the ones from CSA or ISO, or the OWASP top 10 for ML and LLM and so on, and then looking at those references and seeing how we can add that and add contents to the AI Exchange content that is already there as well. And one important point on the timeline is that we start now and we are looking at a deadline of the new year, which is the end of the year, which is about 2.5 months now, and looking at a finalization by the first week of December. This gives us an idea of the need to have sort of a milestone every 2 weeks, and there are intermediate steps. So there is need for more experts on this. Some of you who have already written to me have mentioned here, and maybe if you can quickly click on the link, Benas. I will also post this on the authors group. If you can click on the link, please.
On the link, okay.
Yes. So this takes you to the details that you see here. What is the goal of the harmonization work group, and what are the things that we are trying to do here to map the threats and controls to the key resources that are there. When I say key resources, it could be one of these from NIST or CSA and so on. One part is to see that the content in the AIX itself is complete, and we are also looking at mapping of these to the existing threats and controls that we have. It also has a how-to, says how does one start. There's a table which says what are the resources that are there. Please go there and add your names to the table where you think the resource where you think you can make the best. There's a addition and change template. This is if there is an AIX tag, for example, adversarial training, and if you would like to add a content there or change, you can propose text here. There's also details. You can also change it in the author's whiteboard document as well. And there are also sections below. So I'll post this on the group. Please feel free to add your names against the table here. This is exactly the assignment table, which I've also marked some of the previous work that are done, which can act as reference. I see an entry from Jolly Trivedi. Thank you for that. And yeah, there are also tables on threats, controls, and tests independently, which will be our mapping table. Yes, so we are looking at the first update already in a couple of weeks. So this is an effort. I think we can get the experts together in different, working in different the streams, and can get this together.
Bless you.
Yeah, I'll post this. And one last comment on this: is there's also a harmonization workstream group. I will add the members also there, whoever have mentioned your names here, so that we have quicker updates and we are able to accelerate this. Looking forward to this.
Oh, this is phenomenal, UV. Cannot expect anything more than you. I mean, like, this is excellent.
Thank you so much. I think, yeah, that's going to be exciting as well.
Thank you. Yeah, next slide. I don't think so either, Dennis, or I think Chloe was also there. Susanna, any update from a policy and regulation perspective? I know Dennis has been
Yes,
away
I
for
am.
quite some time.
Yeah, I owe Dennis an email also. But yeah, I'm in Washington D.C. right now. Already started working on this front. I'm going to be working in person, boots on the ground, on the policy front, both for the exchange and for my new venture as well, because I think there's some synergy there, or at least we'll see. So I've got some directional ideas, but for the near future, I have a cohort of meetings set up here on the Hill and in surrounding areas, and I'll let you guys know what I'm able to talk about when I'm able to talk about it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for this. Eder, you have your hands up.
Yeah, so in regards to policy and regulations, the government of Canada released a call for comments in regards to develop the government strategy for AI. I posted that on the channel a few days ago, but they essentially they ask if you want to participate, submitting as an individual citizen, as a corporation, as a foreign entity, or as a not-for-profit. So I believe that's is a good opportunity for us as a team to submit as a centralized opinion from the AIX. So if that plays well, I can create like in a Google form with the questions that they ask, put like an initial draft, and then everybody can review. And then the deadline to submission is October 30 or 31st, the last day of the month. And then we have a couple weeks to do that if sounds like a interesting engagement.
Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for AI Exchange also, right, to contribute towards that one. And I know there are so many people in the group itself. They can definitely contribute, provide comments on that. But thanks for actually sharing this one. If you don't mind, if you can actually share that link again. Sorry
Sure,
if
yeah, let me
missed
do
that
that.
one.
I will share the link from the government with the context, and also I'll create like a Google Docs with the actual questions and essentially like a initial draft, and people can chime in, can edit, can put comments, and then like we can find like a deadline, like let's say 5 days before the final deadline for submission to make a final cut and then review, and then I can centralize that as well.
Oh, that's good. And if you can do one thing once you're pasting, just put like something like a CT at the top, like call to action, so that people know that it's not just the information, it's more of a call to action. Awesome. Okay, I think there's another work stream which is not on the slide deck, I think which we talked about last week, which is around our as in like OWASP's AI Exchange focus on the agentic side of things. So I stood up like a private channel on that one. I'm going to share more details. I'm just drafting the objectives that are important. And once all that groundwork is done, I'm going to share and like we'll start working on that particular thing. I think there are like few of you already expressed interest to actually contributing towards that one. So see more details on that one, and I expect to start that work stream hopefully next Monday or maybe next Tuesday itself. So wait for those details, and we can actually get started on that aspect also. Yep, next slide. I think I'm not sure if Jeff is on the call. I wanted to actually get the context of this one last call. Without him being there, we can probably skip over this one. And I think like Rob, I can give the floor to you for the requirements work.
Yes, this work has started. So we have a number of editors, Nicholas Zia, who we are still reaching out to because he is MIA, Roger Ahmed, Sia with an S from Stryker, and myself. We're going to let the ideas that we've developed for the AIX security standard fall back into the AI Exchange. And for that purpose, I copied owaspai.org to our Google document, so it's completely up to date. I gave everybody review rights on the whiteboard document to review this, but the majority of the work is going to focus in this editor group when it comes to updating the AI Exchange based on all the things that we contributed to the AI Act. and we're aiming for end of the year, also because we have an organization that wants to create AI security professional exams, and they want to base that on something that is up to date, so they can take a snapshot, and they want to start designing that course in January, which is a great reason for us to focus on that date, because that's an excellent opportunity. I think SANS is aspiring similar things, but they have a much larger base, which means that strategically that is very important for us. Thanks.
Thank you, Rob, for this one. And yeah, next slide.
I think say.
Yeah.
Sorry, I pronounce it. Do I pronounce it right? Say or
Sai.
Yeah, Sai has a question.
Yeah. So, Rob, Arnesh, I couldn't help but notice the parallels with this work with website revamp, because that will impact the content layout and harmonization. Can you shed some light on how these are all related, like, or the overlapping, because there is a tight timeline on this and there is a website revamping, so the content needs to be migrated as well to the new layouts along with harmonization. I feel this is connected with harmonization as well.
It's all connected and all not connected. So the website revamp is independent of the content. So it happens in parallel. It's basically templating what we already have. So these things are technically independent, but we'd like to have, a more professional appearance, which is why this is a priority. And when it comes to January, we want to be sufficiently complete, which means that we need to align with what is, the state of the art and the consensus in the industry. And for that, we need to see if there's anything that we've missed, and that's the harmonization. And of course, that includes linking to the other resources. And the AI Act is sort of a similar thing, but we're not using another resource to do the verification, but we actually are taking all the work that we've done in the last year to contribute to the AI Act, which has never found its way into the exchange. But we've worked on it really hard to materialize that in the exchange. So these things are related, but again, also independent. Does that shed sufficient light?
I would say so, yeah.
Great, thanks. And sorry for spelling your name wrong.
No worries.
Yeah, if I can just chime in on that one, and I don't want to spend too much time on that, but maybe in the future to see how we are thinking long term in terms of content centralization. Like usually in some projects they have a single place of truth, usually GitHub written in Markdown, and from there they can generate in HTML for the sites, can generate in PDF or like a book, for example, for this training organization, can go from there to essentially any type of format, even like a physical book, right? So that also helps in terms of when you are not like in a sprint to review the test as we are right now, to submit ad hoc contributions like, oh, I see that this section can be a little outdated or update, then they can simply submit a PR request, a pull request to the GitHub. And so in other words, like a centralized place that can be used as the source for creating multiple initiatives, instead of having like a temporary document that you go, we make adjustments there and have to translate to the website, have to translate to multiple formats, like probably leading more time.
Yeah, we played with different types of models for this. Our single source of truth is GitHub, where people can create issues and pull requests, etc. But GitHub is not suitable to work on a body of knowledge in terms of a document. For that, with multiple experts working on a single document, a Google document has proven to be much more efficient, also with its limits, but much better than using GitHub, which is why we have this dual model where we have GitHub as sort of the main thing from which we generate PDF and we generate the website. So owaspai.org is entirely generated through GitHub using the Hugo system. So if you accept a pull request and you merge it, it is online in 20 seconds. So we have the CI/CD installed. We have it in place, but opening up GitHub as a collaboration tool for a group of experts working on a specific type of text about evasion text has proven to be quite suboptimal, and Google Doc works better. So yeah, it's I agree, Eder, it's a compromise, but it has worked so far with some extra overhead, but it's working.
Edward, does it address your question?
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying, Rob. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Providing context.
Awesome. I think that brings us to the end of the call. And before we actually do that, I know we have like 5 minutes left, but there have been like few folks we didn't hear back from them. So love to actually hear from Irina, Vishal, and maybe if, Jyoti itself, if she's still on. So Vishal, maybe we'll start with you. Any feedback, anything, any work updates from your end? Guess he's on mute. Irina, anything from your end?
Just picking up items from harmonization workstream. Yeah, happy to contribute to this.
Awesome. And Dan, I'll probably call on you. Anything from your end?
No, nothing here.
Okay.
Hi, Aravish. This is Manoj. I can help in the agentic portion of the work stream.
Absolutely. I just wait for like some communication. Hopefully in the next half an hour or so, I'll actually post everything on the Slack channel. It would be a private channel for that one for obvious reasons. So you'll have to actually click join a particular group itself. But I'll ensure everybody on this particular group who are interested are part of this before the first call that we have, hopefully on Tuesday or most likely Wednesday. So I'll actually do a poll, what works for everyone.
Sure.
And last, I know, Jolly, you joined. Any questions, feedback, anything from your end?
Not yet. I was just going through the AIX harmonization, so I'm been talking with Yui with that, so I'm good at this point of time.
Okay, perfect. And Ravi, I know we might have skipped over the step-by-step guide, and
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just a 1 minute update. Jeff has made some good contribution in the beginning of the document, setting the context and providing a little more background. So I made some comments as well. Mo Saran is also onboarded, so he is okay to contribute as well. So probably we will pick up a little more momentum here. For people in the group, so while we have the context and a set of phases or the steps defined, I think the next step is to detail out all those individual steps. That's why we call it step by step, right? So we need to have how do we plan, how do we execute, how do we continuously keep it aligned. So that's what we need to focus on. So probably in the next couple of weeks we should have some update.
Okay, and just one request to all the authors itself. I think if we should get into maybe a rhythm of having like a detailed report for what's happening, maybe it can be communicated to one single slide itself. So it just looks more professional and it gives the little color right on the call itself. So I know we are doing it for red teaming, but I think across the board we should actually do it. And I say it for agentic AI, even though it's still supposed to start, but I want to ensure like we have that particular rhythm. I hope I didn't miss anyone. There is one individual A.S, which should be my credential, but it has to be somebody else. I don't recognize this credential.
Hello, that's me, Ahmed El Sheikh.
Oh,
So
okay.
AS for the initials.
No, that's okay. Any update or anything from your end?
Now we're hoping on the integration port, as Rob said. So far nothing to be updated. We just I need to disclose my availability and start working on the stuff.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank
I think Rob, you have your hands up. Sorry.
Yes, I just wanted to highlight that you may have noticed that Aaronis is running these meetings for the last couple of weeks. Aaronis and Behnaz jumped in when I was on a work retreat to work on the AI Act, and things were running smoothly, which is excellent. It was a great experience, and I've learned that the way that Aaronis runs these meetings, I like it quite a lot. And Behnaz and I asked Aaronis if he would be willing to chair these meetings, and I love the way he does this. So we'll have Aaronis for chair in the coming time. Thanks, Aaronis.
Yeah, and just one thing, I would sometimes take vacation also. Just putting like a funny but definitely I appreciate this one, right?
We'll jump in.
Perfect. So I know we are at top of the hour. I don't want to keep you on unless there is like any pressing issue or anything from anyone on the call. 1, 2, 3. So it seemed like we are done for today. So we'll see you in 2 weeks, and like Rob always says, see you back on Slack.
No
Perfect.
good deed goes unpunished, Aaronis.
What's that?
I said no good deed goes unpunished. Be well.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you all.
Yes, well, thanks, guys. Ciao.
Bye.
Hey, Denzel. Welcome.
Welcome, Denzel.
Sorry, I was fixing the audio.
Can you share it? Can you see it?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay.